Hey there everybody, it's Wendy. So I have another exercise set for you guys to do. This is a pretty gentle exercise circuit. It's meant for people who have a hard time getting kind of up and down out of their chairs, people who might have a lot of joint problems, or just maybe people who want a little bit easier of a day of exercise. The whole routine should take about 30 minutes to do with our warm-up and cool down. And basically you can do the whole thing without any equipment if you don't have anything, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can find some light weights around your home. I always recommend people start with like soup cans. For us at the office, we got lots of these jugs of hand sanitizer around, so these are going to be my dumbbells today. But if you have dumbbells, you're welcome to use those as well. I would suggest a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 pound dumbbell. I probably wouldn't go much heavier for that. So yeah, and have some water around. You can always take breaks as you need. And without any further ado, let's get started. So we're just gonna do a gentle warm up here. So you're marching. Our warm up, the purpose of the warm up is just to prepare our bodies for more movement. Most of these exercises will be pretty gentle, but it's nice to start out with nice easy stuff. If it really bugs you to get your feet off the ground for this, you can just do a heel walk where you're just lifting your heels off the ground. That's okay. Just marching away, and then let's do some shoulder circles. Nice big circles with those shoulders. Good, and then we'll go forward. I always like the warm up because if you're feeling kind of tired, achy, a little stiff, that warm up gives you that amount of time to just do some gentle exercises to ease you into the workout. Already I feel okay, I'm getting a little warmer and I feel a little bit more ready to be doing some more movement. And let's do a very gentle twist side to side, just loosening up our backs. Good. This is one of my favorite warm-up exercises because it feels like it just gets everything in your core loose and ready to go. Good. And we're just going to do some alternating arm raises just out in front. If it really bugs you to go above your shoulders, then you can just go to shoulder height, and that's okay. All right. Okay, so our first exercise is the front press. So you're just starting with your hands at your chest and pushing out. And pushing out. It's like you're trying to push something away from you. Pushing that table across the kitchen. Pushing against a wall. Whatever it is, you're just pushing those arms out, coming back in. Now, if you do want a little bit more of a challenge, you can grab your dumbbells or your soup cans or whatever and do your push with them as well. Okay? If this really bugs your shoulders to be holding the soup cans or the weights, then just go without. You don't need to be overdoing it. And while you're doing this, take a breath out when you push out, in on the way in. Breathe out and in, breathe out and in. Good job. And one more. Great. Okay, the next exercise is a leg exercise where we're just kicking out, but you're going to hold it for a count of 3 and then return down. Kick out, 2, 3, down, and out, 2, 3, down. So we're alternating our legs, squeezing these big quadriceps muscles, and then returning down. Some of you might have some knee problems where you can't extend fully all the way, and that's okay. You could do just a gentler kind of kick. You don't have to go all the way out and come back down. This is meant to work these big quad muscles, so any kind of extension that you're doing with your knee is helping those muscles get a good workout. Squeeze those quads and return down. Good work, breathing all the time. And last 1, 2, 3, down. Okay, the next exercise is called chopping wood. And so we're holding our axe and then we're twisting downwards as if we're chopping wood. And when you do this chopping motion, I want to have your abs really contracting on that bottom diagonal part. You should feel that nice squeeze there. Up and squeeze those abs. Up, squeeze. Good job. Good, and then we're going to go to the other side. So we're holding the axe the other way, and you're squeezing down to the other side. So now it's these abs that are working. Really contract them, squeeze it down. And when we're squeezing our tummy muscles, often it's easy to forget to breathe. So make sure that you're breathing every time. Good, still squeezing those tummy muscles. Squeeze it down. And one more. Good. Okay, now we're going to do a side press. So we're just pushing out to the side. Make sure you don't have like a wall or anything where you're going to hit your knuckles against. And you're just pushing and coming back in. You can work on your breathing. Breathe out and in. Breathe out. In. Good, and if you want that extra challenge, grab your weights and you can do the push in each time. Good, we're doing all these exercises for a minute. So while it feels really easy when you start that minute, after that 60 seconds has gone by, you definitely feel like those muscles have gotten a bit of a workout. Good job. If it really hurts your shoulders, then you can do a little bit lower of a push. Just pushing down instead. Good. Okay, next exercise that we're going to do, you're raising your knees up to your chest with the help of your hands. So you're going nice and slow. I don't want this to be super quick, but you're bringing that knee up to your chest and coming down. Bring it up. Good. You can encourage your hip muscles to be doing most of the lifting, and your hands are just kind of there to help and guide. Or for some of you who your hip muscles might be very sore or very tired, you can use more of your hands to guide your knees up. Okay? Though for some of you, if you're feeling super good, then you can just put your hands on the side. And so it's all your hip flexor that's doing the work to get your knee up. Good. Breathing still. Good, we're going to do one more on each side. Good. Okay, we're going to do another arm exercise, a bicep curl. So you can do this without weights. We're just curling up and down, just using the weight of your arms. And if you want an extra challenge, grab those weights, curl up, curl down, kind of a 1-2 up cadence. 1, 2, down. I don't want you to go super fast when you're doing this exercise. Nice and slow and controlled is good. And you can add that breath. So breathe out when you pull up, in on the way down. Breathe up, breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, and in. Good, keep going. So it's this muscle that's doing all the work. What I don't want to see is your arm coming way out. This elbow needs to stay locked at your side, and you're just curling up and curling down. And last one. Good. Okay, we're going to work on another one for our stomachs and our hip flexors. So you're going to recline in your chair with your feet out, and then you're going to raise up the knee, and it's like you're stepping on a gas pedal in an enormous vehicle. So you bring it up and down, and we're just focusing on one leg for the first 30 seconds. If it's really hard for you to keep this leg in the air the whole time, then just come up and then bring it down to the ground. Come up and bring it down. That's 30 seconds, so let's switch to the other leg. Bring your knee up, push out, knee up, and push out. Again, if you need, put that heel down onto the ground after each rep. And keep breathing. Good work. And let's do 2 more. And last one. Good job. Okay, we'll sit up in our chairs. And now you're going to lean forward a little bit. Have your hands hanging down, and then you're bringing those elbows up and returning back down. It's as if your elbows are leading the motion. So think of like strings tied to your elbows, and your elbows being pulled to the top of the roof and then slowly lowering down. You want to keep your arms tucked in at your side when you do this, so you don't want to go out. Come back this way, and it just makes a little bit more sense when you can see the side of me. Grab your dumbbells if you'd like. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Breathe out when you pull up, in on the way down. Breathe out and in. Breathe out, in. Breathe out. And last one. Good. Okay, now we're going to be working our hips a little bit, and all you're doing is one leg tilts out and then comes back into the middle, and then your other leg steps out and comes back into the middle. Now you can make it harder by putting your hands on the outside of your knees and pushing your hand or your knee into your hand. So you're just adding a little bit of resistance. You should feel this in your hips and your bum here. Good, and go nice and slow here. You don't want to go super fast. Nice and controlled, pushing against that hand, coming back, and push against the other hand. Good work. And one more on each side. Good. Okay, we're going to be working our lower backs a little bit. Hands are crossed at our chest. We start sitting nice and tall. And then we're leaning forward, and you come back up. You can spread your legs a little bit if it's a little bit more comfortable for you to do the forward lean. Good. Now the big thing here is I always want to see your back straight. So do you see how this back stays nice and straight here? What I don't want to see is this curve in your back. Do you see that curve now? That's so bad for our back. So sit up nice and tall. Keep that back straight. I won't be able to go down quite so far, but that's protecting my back and keeping it in a nice, safe position where I'm not going to be hurting the next day because I overdid it. One key is to keep your chin up when you do this exercise, and that helps protects that back from curving over. Good job. It's not going to be a super tiring exercise, but it's really good for these small, long muscles in your lower back. Good job. And this is the last exercise of the set, and then we're going to repeat this. We're going to do some jumping jacks in our chair. So your arms are coming out, legs are coming out, and coming back in. If you can reach your hands above your head, then that's fine to do that. Some of you will find it really difficult to be moving your legs, so you can just do the arm motion or even focus on just one leg at a time when you do this. So there's lots of ways that you can modify this chair jumping jacks to make it fit for whatever abilities you have. If you're able to do the whole thing, that's great. This is working all kinds of muscles, our arms, our legs. Our stomachs have to be activated to keep our whole body nice and stable. Good work. And let's do 2 more. And 1. Good. Okay, we're going to shake it out a little bit. And then what we're going to do this time is we're going to do all the exercises in reverse. So I'm going to give you guys about 30 seconds. Grab yourself a little bit of water, just take a rest a little bit. I don't want you to like lay down or anything like that, but just kind of loosen yourself up. Give those legs a little bit of a shake as a little bit of a rest. Prepare yourself for the next bout that we're going to do, which will be like another like 13, 14 minutes. And here we go. So let's start with those jumping jacks. Okay, we just did this one, so you might feel kind of tired from doing it. This might be the hardest part because we're doing this whole body exercise kind of almost 2 times in a row. Good work. And again, as a reminder, if you can't raise those hands above your head, let's just go out to the side like this. Okay, and one of the hardest parts is that legs, getting those legs going out and back. So you can just do one leg at a time. You choose the intensity that's going to work for you. It's always safety first here. So if anything ever feels really bad, you just leave it out or you find that modification that's going to work for your abilities. Good job. And let's do 4 more of these. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now let's go back to that forward lean, hands crossed at the chest, leaning forward and coming back up nice and tall. Keep those tummy muscles nice and tight as you do this. Good, breathing every single time. Keep that back nice and straight, keep that chin up, that's protecting our lower backs. So we're not going to be able to go down very far, but it's working these nice little muscles in our lower backs. Good work. Keep that tummy tight, clench it here, keep it strong. Good job. Let's do 5 more. And 3, 2, and last one. Good job. Now we're back to working our hips. So one leg is going out and returning in. The other leg comes out and returns in. Nice and slow. We don't need to go super fast for this one. Okay, and remember that you can push that hand or the knee against your hand. Give it a nice challenge. Good job. Now if this is starting to bug you, if you're feeling like your hips or in the back is starting to bug you, you could just tilt that knee out and come back in and tilt the other knee out and come back in. That's an even gentler way of doing this without having to walk your leg out. Good. But still gives those hips a good workout because they have to work against that force of your hand pushing against them. Good, and 1 more on each side. Good. Let's grab our weights if you have them, and we'll do our bent over row. So I'm bent over in my chair, hands are hanging down, and up go my elbows, and down. Bringing those elbows up to the ceiling, and returning down. Give your shoulder blades a good squeeze together when you raise up. Sometimes you might feel like your neck gets sore if you're looking up towards the screen while you're doing this. So just point your gaze down at your toes. That keeps your neck at an easier position. And keep on going. We can work on our breathing. So breathe out as you pull up, in on the way down. Breathe out, in. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And let's do 3 more. 3 and 2, squeeze it. And 1, keep squeezing. And relax. Good job. We're going to go on to our gas pedal again. So leaning back in our chairs. And we're going to do 30 seconds on the first leg. Bringing that knee up and extending out. Good work. Keep that tummy nice and tight. Support your back as you do this. And again, remember, if you need to, you can just leave that foot to touch at the ground in between each rep. Good work. And let's go to the other side. Knee up and push out. Bring that knee up and out again. Good job. You can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and out. Breathe in, out, and one last one, and out. Good job. Grab your weights again, sit up nice and tall, and let's do our bicep curl. Curl up, nice and slow on the way up and the way down. Remember, our elbows are staying locked right at our sides. The elbows are not moving, they're just bending. And you can breathe out on the way up, in on the way down. Breathe out, and in, breathe out, in. Good job. If you don't have weights, just leave them and you can keep doing that bicep curl, squeezing it up and squeeze it or relax it down, squeeze it up. And let's do 2 more. And 1. Good job. Okay, next is our knee to chest. So now we're bringing one knee up and returning it down. Bring the next knee up and come on down. Nice and slow on the way up and the way down. If you need extra support, push your back into the back of your chair. And that allows you to just be a little bit more stable when you do this one. Good. Still want to make sure our tummy is nice and tight. Good job. And now that we're kind of nice and warm and we've been going for like 20 minutes, you really want to try to maximize that range of motion. Don't go to where it's painful, but try to bring that knee up as high as you can. Good. And let's do 1 more on each side. And last one here. Good. Okay, on to our side press. So sitting up nice and tall, press out to the side and come back in. And if you have your weights, do it with your weights. We press out and return in. Press out. Good job. And yeah, work on your breathing. Breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out and in. It's like you're a little chick trying to get yourself pushed out of its shell into freedom. Push out and return in. Good job. And breathe out. 4 more. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now if you want, you can hold on to one of your bottles, and we're going to do our chopping wood. So now you're coming down, squeezing that ab, those abs, squeeze those tummy muscles when you come down. Chop that wood, really squeeze those abs. This is a wonderful one for your oblique muscles. That's the ones that cause some twisting in with your core. Good job. We're going to have a good pile of fire. We're wood done by the time we do all of this. And let's go to the other side. Now we're squeezing this side of our tummies. Squeeze those muscles. Feels funny kind of doing it as the opposite direction that you would when you're using your kind of dominant hand. So it's a good thing I'm not actually holding an axe when I'm doing this. Good job, keep squeezing. And last one. Great job. Okay, we're gonna do our knee kick. Kick it out, hold it for 3 seconds. Return it back down. Kick to the other side, 2, 1, down. 3, 2, 1, and return down. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Really squeeze that quad muscle, these big thigh muscles here. These are the nice, big, strong muscles. They're responsible for getting us around, getting us up and down off of chairs. Good job. Keep squeezing. This is another one of those ones that if you push your back right into your chair, that gives you a little bit more stability. Good, 3, 2, 1, and one more on this leg, 3, 2, 1. We are on to our last exercise, which is the front press. So grabbing our weights again if we have them, pushing out and returning back in, squeezing those chest muscles, working on your breathing. Breathe out and in, breathe out, in. Good job. That synchronizing of the breath with your movement really helps you to perform the exercise kind of the best that you possibly can. The other thing that's wonderful about it is it focuses your mind. So all your worries, you don't need to think about your worries. You're just focusing on breathing out, pushing out, breathing in. Breathe out and in. So for 20 or 30 minutes, you kind of get to forget those cares of the day, focus on exercise, focusing on achieving your goal of getting stronger. And last rep here. Good job. So we've gotten through the whole exercise circuit. Let's just finish with a little bit of cool down. So again, let's just do a little bit of shoulder circles here. And let's switch directions, go the other way. Good. Open your arms up nice and wide. Cross in front, give yourself a big hug. Open up. Cross in front. One more time. Good. We're going to turn ourselves to our side in our chair and look over your back shoulder. So you're stretching out your lower back on this one. Good, now return to the middle and let's look over the other shoulder, stretching that lower back out. Good, bring your hands together, pull them away from your body and tuck your chin into your chest. And just breathing in and out. Stretching those shoulders out. And relax. Now one leg is going to be out in front, the other leg is bent. We sit up nice and tall and lean forward, and you'll feel a nice stretch in the back of that straight leg. So you don't want to overdo this one. This is stretching your hamstrings and they're pretty finicky, so if you go too hard, you kind of pay for it the next day or two, especially if you haven't been doing any hamstring stretching. So just go to the point of tension, don't go to pain. And take a breath in, relax, and exhale, and then just relax a little deeper into the stretch, but again, only to the point of tension. Okay, let's switch legs, sit up nice and tall, lean forward, feel that nice stretch in the back of your legs. Good, and take a breath in. Exhale, lean a little deeper into the stretch if you can. And relax. Good. Now we're going to do a hip stretch. That can be difficult for people. So start out with your foot crossed at your shin. But if you can, bring that foot up onto the other thigh. And then you're just going to lean forward. And you'll feel a stretch all through your hip. Maybe up your lower back if you're tight. Some people might find it further down into their knee. And you're just leaning forward, feeling that stretch through the hips. For lots of people that I work with, I say that this glute stretch is just such a day saver. So doing this glute stretch every day when you're nice and warm after you've done some exercise or took a hot shower, oh, you just got to keep doing that stretch, guys. Let's cross on the other side at your shin or at your thigh. You can bring this bottom leg in and then lean over. Feel that nice stretch through your hip. Doesn't feel good now, but boy does that ever help in making us feel a little bit looser through the rest of our day. And take a breath in, exhale, lean a little deeper into that stretch. And return back down. And let's just finish with a couple nice deep breaths. Breathe in, raise your hands above your head, exhale, and come back down. Breathe in, and exhale, and one last one, and exhale, and you guys did it. Great job. Check out our other exercises, exercise circuits at Exercise Therapy North Battleford on YouTube, and we'll see you the next time we exercise. Bye guys, great job today.